Fatality.
It's the Monday fatality, really. That's what it is. That's what that particular little intro reminds me of. It's is that freaking Monday. It's weird because this is like on Tuesdays when I do space, I don't start out with the F-bombs, but Mondays just brings it out of me. I mean, really. Why do we have Mondays anymore? We literally should just get rid of Mondays when it comes to the working environment. Let's call it a work-life balance thing. Just fucking throw Monday away. Why do we even have it anymore? It's depressing. Monday is so damn depressing. And it's so depressing that a lot of people try to work on Sunday to try to get ahead. And still on Monday, they're depressed as fuck because Mondays just suck. I want to know, even people who enjoy their life's work, they've got to have shitty-ass Mondays because Mondays are just challenging, to be honest. And it's Tuesday is not a whole lot better, but at least you got your probing out the way early on Monday, with or without the vase. But Tuesday, you're a little bit more prepared, right? Because you know what's expected of you and in every facet of it that you don't agree with. So you're pissed off the rest of the fucking week. This is UFO Buster Radio. I'm Manny Moonraker. And we're going to talk about UFOs today. This is today's topic. UFO, alien sightings, abductions. Oh my. Whatever it is that comes to mind, we're going to talk about it. The first story is actually super short, but I went for it, right? Hook, line, and sinker, because I did a similar story like this back in the spring. That one had a bit more meat to it, but believe it or not, they ended the same damn fucking way. We're going to see that in a moment. There's also an article regarding alien abductions stories. That's a pretty neat one. There are exactly 9 different abduction stories in it. I picked one because why not? It's different. But of course, it's going to have like the usual, like Betty and Barney Hill and Willie Stryber and all that crazy stuff in there. But this one, for fuck's sake, it was completely out of the norm. I don't even know where the story came from. Well, I know where it originated, but still. I feel like the article, after reading that story, is fucking misleading as hell. And then a couple more other stories to talk about. What can you do? It's going to be action-packed, I think. Now, Monday was so bad, which is today. It's ending pretty soon. I thought for sure SpaceX was going to shoot off SN8. No, they decided to do a static test again. Wow, really? So that was a freaking a scratch or board or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Go back to the drawing board or something. I don't know. Why are they waiting so long? Come on, you fucking people already tested this thing already. You switched out 2 of the damn rockets, the Raptor engines. What the fuck else you gotta do? Come on, press the damn button, get the bitch in the air. Let's see what it does. Stop screwing around. See what I mean? It's Monday. Like somebody went down to SpaceX, happy as fuck that they were going to take that super phallus and shoot it off, and Monday fell on his lap and said, no, you're going to test it again. See what I mean? Even down at Boca Chica, SpaceX, Monday fucked somebody over. I just know it. That's just the way it is. Let's go ahead. I really feel like I should be on vacation, to be honest. Like, I need a real good vacation. So much so that 2 of the songs today are reggae. You know, to keep it happy going. It's weird because reggae music, unlike country music, they could be singing some scary-ass shit. But it still sounds pretty cool because of the beat.
Fired all of the bullets. Yeah, you shot me through the heart. Casting dice and roulettes. The game was set right from the start. I don't wanna go, I don't wanna know, I don't want it anymore. coming back for more. Crashing down in the rain, all things are burning up in flames. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. We're crashing down in the rain, our love will never be the same. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Yeah, the air's getting thinner, higher than high we go. A game with no winners, we keep pushing more and more. I don't wanna go, I don't wanna know, I don't want it anymore. I don't wanna go, don't wanna know, but I keep coming back for more. Crashing down in the rain, all things are burning up in flames. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. We're crashing down in the rain, our love will never be the same. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Yeah, the air's getting thinner, higher than high we go. A game with no winners, we keep pushing more and more. Crashing down in an airplane, all things are burning up in flames. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Crashing down in an airplane, our love will never be the same. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder.
See what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, literally, it sounds like she's killing someone, but there's so much sexual innuendo there. I have no idea. All I know is it's a fun song. If it wasn't for this whiskey, I'd be pretty upset about the fact that I was talking for like 20 fucking minutes and not a fucking single word was recorded by this fucking system. So come back now. I just want to say hello to the guys who were listening to the deaf sound of music. The guys who are in the live chat right now. Some of you probably already gave up at this point. I got to go back and delete the silence. But it won't be able to catch it before it goes to iTunes. So sorry about that. Game Agree Man. We got Dre, Davina. We also got Dave, who's hanging in there from the other side of the world. And KO has arrived. So fantastic. The crew's all here. Glad I could give you that moment of silence. I know you needed it for sure. Get your thoughts together. For fuck's sake, let's go to the article, the next article, because the first one you didn't even hear it. So, sucks for you. I had a good time talking to myself. Mic check, mic check. Yeah, I'm still here. Fantastic. The second story, because you didn't hear the first fucking one, but anyway, partly sucked anyway. Why haven't we found alien life? Blame our closed minds. And that is absolutely true. We are closed in more ways than one. There is no finding these guys because we can't see beyond our own selves. We can't see what's out there. We just can't. This was actually an interview that Discover Magazine did with Avi Loeb. He is our favorite science-probing, alien-hopping scientist, which really, when we got the whole situation with Oumuamua last year, that's when he kind of broke out of his shell. and went public. Started telling people what he really thought. And sometimes it's fucking scary as hell, I'm not going to lie. But he definitely offers an opposing view, opposing to some other science jerks out there who are so full of themselves that they will never admit to alien life, no matter what was presented in front of them. Avi Loeb apparently was doing his interview with Discover magazine, and he said this: there are about 25 billion stars, roughly 1/4 of those reside in the Milky Way, and they also lie in the habitable zone. He says about 10 billion, to keep things simple. If you want to round things up, count it up in your hands and toes. He says, then you look at this. There are about 10 trillion galaxies that are like the Milky Way. So you got 10 billion planets in the habitable zone like the planet Earth in the Milky Way galaxy. But there's not just one Milky Way galaxy in the universe. There's about 1 trillion of those. So you do the math. 10 billion times 1 trillion. It's a big fucking number. You can't even work that number on your calculator on your phone. You really can't. It's huge. You need a scientific calculator for that. So basically he's saying in the observable universe that could potentially, all these planets, and he says is 10 billion trillion, they could all potentially host life as we know it. And basically the point that he's trying to make is that science hasn't even scratched the surface of searching. They've done nothing. Zero. So when you hear the claim, there is no alien life, we haven't found anything, there's no techno signatures, no one's sending us messages, blah, 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 they haven't looked. They haven't looked anywhere. The places they're looking is like a needle. They found a small needle in a haystack, and that's what they looked at this whole time. The universe is really huge. It's huge. Our own galaxy is huge. So it's going to take a very, very long time, much longer than anyone that is presently looking can live. But that's the truth about it. He also says we should investigate thoroughly before making sweeping pronouncements. And again, let's talk about that. Happened recently, right? We had a certain chemical, organic chemical, in the clouds of Venus, and people went crazy. It's a Russian planet. It's got life. Got another craft went by recently. That stupid phosphine is not there anymore. Well, for fuck's sake, what the hell happened to it? Did everybody die? Are all the little organisms dead now because Russia claimed it? Or did Russia nuke them? Because they didn't want no one fucking with the Venus. So who knows? Who knows what the hell happened? But he's basically trying to say is this: there is so much to explore. And sometimes we get a little bit ahead of ourselves because we only deal with what we know and we're not open to things being different elsewhere. So when we look and we expand as science into other areas of the universe, the visible universe, into that billion trillion, eventually we need to change the way we look at things. Not everything has to be carbon-based. Not everything has to be, 2 arms and 2 legs or 4 legs and a tail. No. You've got to keep yourself open for the evolution of life to be completely different somewhere else in the universe, in the galaxy. And you've got to accept that things are going to be new, they're going to be different, and there's going to be new ways of finding the truth. After you're dead, about 3 generations, I mean, let's be honest. What the fuck is he saying? There's no one around that's going to be able to look at all this information anytime soon. So hopefully we'll get some good supercomputers out there that can look at the entire fucking sky and figure shit out, because right now, for fuck's sake, we're not even close. Avi Loeb continues to say we should collect evidence without prejudice, without assuming we know the truth in advance, but yet we should take it as we see what we learn. Take your time. You're not going to be around by the time we figure this out. Fuck everybody listening to this podcast. You probably won't be around by the time we find alien life somewhere else in another part of our own galaxy. So, take your time. Don't worry about it. You get paid by the hour. It's cool. Sit down, take a break. Go over to the break room. Have yourself a nice lunch. There is no rush, because you're not going to get anywhere. So take it easy. Go slow. Enjoy your time. Hone your skills. But don't make stupid assumptions, because you just fuck it up for everybody. He says, on the other hand, we should always be open-minded and allow for some risk-taking in our pursuit of that evidence. Yeah, there's always going to be someone. Look at Elon Musk. There's going to be someone who's going to think out the box and look at things differently and give you a perspective that might solve some shit eventually. So it's okay. But not everyone can do that, because you're just going to fuck everything up. I guarantee it. It's going to be too much. We'll never figure it out, ever, if everyone has good fucking ideas, which suck shit. Anyway, on the other hand, he also says this, that as the physicist Giuseppe Coccioni, is Italian, what the fuck are you going to do? And Philip Morrison wrote in 1959, 1 year before SETI began, the probability of success is difficult to estimate, but if we never search, the chance of success is 0. You've got to look. That's just the way it is. But I'd like to add to that, if you don't look if you look and you don't innovate, then it's like not looking at all, because you're never going to find anything unless you look at things with a different lens, use a different scope altogether, have some real people that can look, come up with great ideas. But for fuck's sake, it's okay if you don't find anything tomorrow or in your lifetime. At least you tried. That's all that matters. Gonna play this track, and then we're gonna get into some serious UFO news and story. Man, too bad you didn't hear that first article. That shit was pretty cool.
Through the door, I'm hit by the same old tide, blinded by the lights, and I'm going through changes, but it's easier with you. I'm going through changes, and so are you. I live for the moments when you're around me. Secrets, but
Sometimes I wonder why the podcast doesn't rank any higher. That 15 minutes of silence is a perfect fucking example, to be honest. Recently, the top 20 UFO podcast list was released, and UFO Buster Radio ranked number 8. For fuck's sake. You know, with shit like that, with all these technical issues that I've had this year, then you add COVID-19 and everything else, and Shittergate, I'm surprised. I'm actually in the top 10. Fucking surprised as hell. I really feel like I should be, as of today, top 15. But I guess we'll see what happens next year. You know, we got to bring it because I don't like some of the guys that are above, you know, position number 8. I want to be at the top looking down, to be honest. That's where I should be. At least I think so.
China. 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 China now. China. China. You know, China.
I know China very well. China. 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 China.
China. China. China.
Northwest Wisconsin, where I'm from.
It's China to me. China.
Some of you
China,
are crying
China,
right now.
China,
I know.
China.
Angry.
China. You
Crying.
want to buy from China? That's great. Buy from China. Buy toys from China. China in particular. China. China.
I mean, let's be honest. It hurts for some of you. I mean, he lost. Come on. Just let it go. Just let it go. Let's move on. I'd say we should move on. Definitely not picking sides here. But for fuck's sake, let's get on with it. Come on. Now, I will never... You know, we're going to have some real comic relief here when it comes to the elect folks to bring us clips. Because like this, I mean, I don't see either one of those two producing such great clips when it comes to foreign affairs. But anyway, we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, apparently, people are thinking that the Trumpster, the Trumpinator, should go balls to the wall and disclose everything. Just mad as fuck. Like he should be tearing up, going to the White House, just tearing shit up, like, you know, breaking things that are, you know, 50, 60 years old, 100 years old. Taking a bust and smashing it. Taking Lincoln's picture and, you know, putting his autograph on it. And then turn around and autograph some intelligence files for declassification. Now we know that the Trumpinator has pretty much said in, not exactly in verbatim form, but he has said he doesn't know shit about UFOs. Yeah, if you went back to all the interviews he did, he really would give you a blanket statement about, yeah, I'm going to look into it. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I kind of get it. Yeah, hey, oh, woo. But he never said, yeah, that's something we really have to look into it in a way that the American people need to know. No. As a matter of fact, Stephen Bassett, when Trump actually won, he said, disclosure's done. Because Trump was not a disclosure president. And he's right. I gotta say, fucking Stephen Bassett hit it right on the money. Trump was not a disclosure president. He really wasn't. He gave no fucks about UFOs. But people are thinking right now he should just be like a bull in a china shop, just going crazy, breaking things down, and wreaking havoc in the defense community. He should go in there and just write shit away. I don't see it happening. There was one individual by the name of Mike Cernovich who said Trump is still POTUS. He can release any information he wants via Twitter, because that's the way he rolls. Literally, it's legal for him to drop anything. UFO files, Russia stuff, total discretion. He should just go and do it. Listen, Mike. Trump, he needs very little push to do something off the wall. So, no. And no. He's not going to do it. It's not what I mean, I could see him releasing other stuff, right? like Nancy Pelosi's address. I don't know. Release her blood type. I don't see him doing anything that's not political. And at this point, it's not going to give him an edge. The thing's over. The fucking thing's over. Let's be honest about it. Even if they found some illegal votes, it's not going to get you UFO declassification. It's not going to happen. The article goes into a lot of the interviews that Trump did during his time. I mean, he hasn't left yet, but the previous years as the POTUS, in the interviews that he talked about UFOs. And like I said, there was no meat there. And actually, any fucking president, you go all the way the fuck back to when we first started talking about UFOs. Not one single president has ever given any kind of information that was useful to anyone. That's just the way it is. Whether or not it was a matter of swearing them into secrecy when it comes to that. Whether or not it's the fact that they knew that they had zero power over that particular topic, who knows? But there's still time, right? I mean, Trump still has time to go buck wild and just sign off and declassify everything he can find on UFOs. But I have a feeling that's not top of mind right now. Now, he's probably out there taking the shit in the front lawn of the White House or finding some kind of a vase somewhere that's been there for, 40, 60, 70 years and pissing in it. But I don't think that he's going to worry about UFOs, unfortunately. Many of the things that the article says is that Trump should pay notice to things that Senator Harry Reid has mentioned when it comes to UFOs, the retired senator out of Arizona. And the fact that he's eluded, that there is tons and tons of evidence that this is a real phenomena, that the government has been involved with it, that they've kept tabs on it, that they've encountered the phenomena head on, and that those are the things that Trump should put pen to paper about. And honestly, listen, he doesn't have to believe in UFOs to do this. He really could just take the Nimitz incident for the Tic Tac UFO situation and just fully disclose that from beginning to end. Disclose the whole thing. That would be enough, really. That would answer a lot of questions about that situation and what happened. And actually, it would solve the idea or the conspiracy that the Tic Tac was man-made. But there you go. Another person that commented on this was James Fox, director of that documentary called The Phenomena. And he said, yeah, there's plenty of people in government that believe that UFOs are real. That the situation is happening, it's been documented, and the president should go in there and go apeshit and release all he can. It's up to you. I don't know what you guys think. I don't think that it's going to happen. I don't even think he's going to touch it, to be honest. Like, I see him just spending the last few months in New York. He's not even going to be in the fucking White House. He's going to go and get his 4-5 floor apartment in New York, repainted in gold, and he's going to chill out there with the Secret Service. He's not going to even touch this with anybody else's, Not going to happen. But if you think different, feel free to let me know. Get in there. Find the podcast on social media. And let me know what you think. Do you think that Trump's going to go apeshit and just release all the UFO docs? I don't think so. I think he's done. I think he just wants to go and settle down somewhere and can just be cool with it. Back to the city. Make some money. Get his companies back. And fire a bunch of other fucking people, to be honest. So, who knows?
to find her. Searched everywhere. Is she a dream or in reality? Whoa, whoa, oh, oh. I'm not the man I once was. I'm drifting like a ship that's lost at sea. When I close my eyes, she's all I see. I can't find no remedy. My heart's a villain in my chest. She made a cardiac arrest. Oh, medic, man down. My heart's got a serious injury. It's ripped to pieces in my chest. Oh, medic, what can you do? This is some serious witchery. She's my only antidote. Oh, when I close my eyes, she's all I see. I can't find no remedy. My heart's a villain in my chest. She made a cardiac arrest. Oh, medic, man down. My heart's got a serious injury. It's ripped to pieces in my chest. Medic, what can you do? This is some serious witchery. She's my only antidote. Oh, medic, man down. My heart's got a serious injury. It's ripped to pieces in my chest. Oh, medic, what can you do? This is some serious witchery. She's my only antidote. Oh.
That's like gotta get away vibe. That's what they're giving you. By the way, there is Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. They kind of revived the whole thing. But there is an episode towards the end of the season, I want to say it's episode 7 or something like that, where it has to do with a UFO incident. I was going to bring it onto the podcast to talk about it because it is a crazy ass incident. It is phenomenal. And I mean, I don't even know why it's on Unsolved Mysteries because that's what fucking UFOs are. But still, they talked about it. And we're talking about a grandma, a ma, grandkids, 2 different cars, 2 different houses, 2 different locations, I think even. And they shared this experience, the same fucking UFO, and they didn't talk about it for years. And then one day, somebody comes knocking on this lady's door because they heard about her UFO incident, and somehow they figure out that the mom and the grandma and the daughter, they all saw the same UFO. They just didn't talk about it for years. Crazy episode. It's a fantastic story, just like these abductions we're about to talk about right now. Abduction stories to me are fantastic because they're an aspect of this whole ufology thing that makes no fucking sense. Let's be honest, right? This part of it, it's really what boggles the fucking mind. Like you would have to be on a serious acid trip to make a lot of this shit up. You really would. And then why? You don't really become famous until after you're dead and people are talking about your abduction story like 20, 30 years later. When it happens, people think you're crazy as fuck, and they don't really go hog wild over it. They don't take you on tour and shit. They don't do that. It's not until after you're like 6 feet under that they decide, oh shit, that story was pretty fascinating. Maybe it did happen. 9 most convincing alien abduction stories in modern history. What's, I guess, interesting about this is that, of course, they have the ones that you know. They have Barney and Betty Hill's abduction story. Everybody knows that. Some alien jizzed on her clothes, and then they found the evidence that something went crazy. And maybe they were abducted. They had missing time, All these things happened. The 1969 Berkshire's UFO incident. Again, an entire fucking town completely taken by an abduction story. The UFO abduction of Whitley Strieber. For some reason, a lot of people love talking about Whitley Strieber. Yeah. I'm not really thrilled about the guy. About Whitley Strieber. The other one, the Pascagoula alien story. Wow. They just had a big reunion / milestone when it comes to that story. Anniversary. And let me tell you, that one was going bananas over the summer. Lots of interviews, people revisiting the site over in Pascagoula where it went down. Again, even in that story, the aliens were kind of funny. They weren't your grays. They were not. So there's 9 altogether, but there's one that caught my eye. And you'll see where I'm going with this. In 1954, 2 Venezuelan teenagers claimed they found a UFO in the woods and were only able to escape with their lives after fighting off small, hairy aliens. Thanks, Bugs. Hairy aliens. Look at that. That's just weird. The Brazilian journalist named João Martins, he covered the alleged experience in 1957, 3 years later, and he asked readers to send their own stories. Then he was contacted by the farmer Antonio Villas Boas. Boas said he had been working nights in his family's field in order to avoid hot daytime temperatures. October 16, 1957, he reportedly saw a red star above the fields near São Francisco de Sales. As it approached, Boas claimed that atop the egg-shaped craft, again with these egg-shaped vehicles, there was a cupola. I don't know what the fuck is a cupola, containing a rotating red light. As the vessel extended its 3 legs to the earth, Boas claimed that he tried to flee but was captured by 5-foot-tall beings wearing gray overalls and helmets and taken aboard the ship. These guys weren't fucking around. They already had the COVID-19 gear. They're not even messing around. Boas alleged that the beings' eyes were blue and they were small and they communicated like with animal-like sounds. Now, normally you hear about them, talking to people or each other through telepathy or some shit like that, but this is crazy. These guys were making animal sounds, like something like that. I don't know. That might be a different culture altogether. After blood was taken from his chin, of all places, I guess they're kind of short, so they have to just go up to the chin. Who knows? Boas purportedly was placed into a room filled with a strange gas. The gas caused him to feel severely ill. Soon, a naked and attractive female entered the room. Talk about the setup. Boas claimed the woman was adorned with long blonde hair and red pubic hair. Oh, she's a hybrid. I mean, let's be honest, that's what it is, right? These aliens are taking human females and making them hybrids. Because that's kind of weird. The two soon engaged in sex. Afterwards, the woman gestured to her stomach and motioned upwards, which he took it as meaning that he impregnated her and she was going to raise the child in space. Boas apparently claimed he felt angry at having been treated like a good stallion by the beings. Listen, Boas, you got intergalactic accreditation for your stallionship. You should be happy. You're universal now. Apparently, he was subsequently taken off the ship and he watched it as it ascended into the heavens. 4 hours have passed since his abduction. It's a crazy abduction story. Basically, we've got it all. We've even got a Ronnie Dawson type of interaction there. Now, there was no 17 clones, but still. Boas ended up impregnating an alien. And there you go. The babies are going to be raised in space. How kind of crazy is that? We hear this. Actually, listen, back in the 90s, 80s, this was the thing, right? Impregnating a bunch of aliens or giving up your sperm or your eggs for star children that were going to be tripping the life fantastic throughout the universe. This is what makes abduction stories so out of this world. Now, there's I can't really say normal ones, but there's some out there that are, kind of straightforward. Hey, they took me, it was missing a bunch of time. I really can't remember what the hell's going on, but I got these metal things, under my skin or whatever. I feel like they're tracking me. I see UFOs all the time. But then they get like Boas here, and they get really crazy, and they get really out there. But the amount of information that he's sharing is quite incredible. Now, you had some time to sit around and think about it on the shitter, watching porn probably, Venezuelan porn, but still, did he make this up? Because it's under the list of the most convincing alien abduction stories. I just don't know. It's hard for me to believe what he's saying in here. It is so outlandish. Like Betty and Barney Hill, I get it. It kind of makes sense. Their story was almost straight-laced compared to this. Like, for fuck's sake, what was Boas on? Bugs is just snoring away. It's crazy. That is the episode for today. There are 4 more of these in there for you to look over. And you got the stories. If you haven't heard of Pascagoula, or you haven't heard of Betty and Barney, the stories are in there for you to look at. 9 in total. Fascinating stories, abduction stories. What I'm wondering is, where is the real modern day stories? Like, hasn't anyone been abducted in the last 5 years? Did abductions just stop altogether? Or aliens just giving the fuck up? They don't want our nasty COVID asses? I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's abductions going on that we don't know about it today. And maybe people are more afraid than ever to come forward and share those stories. So who knows? This is UFO Buster Radio. I'm checking out. I gotta go back and edit this episode for you guys who haven't actually caught the silence. There's about a good 10 minutes of silence there, thanks to faulty equipment by your number 8 ranked podcast. So, with that said, tomorrow is space. Hopefully, we'll have a SpaceX, what is it, Starship SN8 belly flop to talk about. And hopefully a successful one, though. Elon thinks it's going to crash, so why shouldn't we? Ciao.
No, I'm sturdy like a milli rocket. Skin clear, still look young, Andy Miller knockers. Money in my pocket. Don't call me a money pocket. Engine get to rocket. It sound like a thunder rocket. Yeah, I still love my baby even when it's toxic. Crazy like she Britney, but no, she don't shade a knock. Russell Wilson way I get low and stay in the pocket. I get paid and do my dance like a touchdown. Yeah, I can't do no time, don't leave that gun around. In my teens, we were acting up and running around. Now we're grown, still get to it if it's necessary. On the ground from January to January. Never met nobody who retired when they were young. So I guess I gotta get it to the cemetery. Getting paid just for rapping is fun. I lit up around the month of February. 777. Yeah. 777. Yeah. Told him slide no electric. Yeah. It's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. Couple of money in my head just to say they did it. Can't lie, I'm so paranoid and the windows tinted. I own everything around me, you can say it's rented. Not talking phone numbers when I'm talking 7 digits. Earn it by the day, every second minute. Used to pay me none, look, now they pay attention. Everybody say they drip, but I banded it. See them copy all the looks, but I stay switching. Pick up the loot to hit the bank. Can never change, still wrote the change. Captain say the pay, this ain't the day. They made me wait, I'm breaking chains. Yeah. Told me feeling bubbly off the rose. Took a minute, but I got it out the soul way. Friends turn to foes, haters tell them go away. Rappers make a shiggy dance like a soul train. Told them slide no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. Yeah. Told them slide no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777.